decisions that you make, they got a way of wreaking havoc. Especially if you're a spiritual person, right? If you really spiritual, they gonna snatch you out of there. Like, like in spite of your own self.
Yeah.
Because I mean, I can't explain all the mysteries and I don't attempt to know everything. I just know what I know. So when there's things going on in your relationship, like for instance, if you're around people and you feel undercurrents, like they come towards you and you yank away from them, like that's a sign of spiritual opposition, or you in constant conflict with them all the time, not to a point of resolution, but to a point of default. You understand what I mean by default? Meaning that's your normal settings. Meaning in your relationship, conflict is your normal setting. It's because of spiritual opposition. Even when you purpose to make things smooth, like I'm gonna have a good day today, and then boom, you run into that conflict. It's because that's the default.
Yeah.
Spiritual opposition. All right, and then the next download is this. We got to remember not to lose the things that's designed in us to protect us, right? Like for instance, when you know how when you're in a toxic onset with somebody, the relationship got a toxic onset. When they start trying to get you to surrender things that's designed in you to protect you, right? Like I'm gonna use vice versa. I'm gonna use a feminine dynamic and I'm gonna use a masculine dynamic so you can understand it. All right, like say you a man, right, and you very suspicious, which is a feminine trait. Suspicion is feminine, right, but it's also it links to intuition. So like say you could be a masculine and you pretty much know what's going on. So not out of paranoia, but this is a sixth sense you have. Well, when you in a toxic situation, the person is gonna aim at that right there. Like, why you always so hurt? Why you always so? And when they get to that point, it's a feminine trait, right? But if you're in a toxic onset masculine, it's also there designed in you to protect you. So when this is happening, you gotta realize what's going on. And as a woman, right? When a man try to get you to surrender your masculine energy or your masculine traits, you gotta watch it because mind you, toxic people, they gonna aim at what's designed in you to defend you, even when you don't know it. And see, you will begin to say like, well, maybe I should change myself. But no, not necessarily. That's part of your design. Like for instance, say a strong, another dynamic. Okay, spirit. Like say I have a strong feminine on one hand, and I have a masculine on the other, and the masculine is leading the feminine. Okay, now the masculine gets uncertain as to where he's going at, right? So the feminine has a design in her that's going to no longer is going to create chaos because the feminine can't. Right, because on a spiritual level, the feminine is a little more aware that the masculine may not know where he going, right, or know exactly what he doing, or may not be sincere about his attempt. So it becomes conflict, but that's defense. That's not something that you want to surrender. You kind of follow me, like in a way. So the things that's designed in us to defend us, don't give them up so easily. Like pay attention to what's going on and what a person is trying to persuade you into in your relationships, because a lot of things they put right there for our defense. Yeah. All right, that was it.
Good stuff. Where you guys at? Where you guys from? Hey. Prosperity. 0440. That came right out. Achievement, success, striving forward, prosperity, go-getters, courage, and luck. And I don't really believe in no luck. I believe in divine timing. I believe that, when you finally start allowing God to guide you, then things come in how they should for you. It says, wow, significant events are on this card for you. You will progress in endeavors and gain new experiences. The right people and resources will be put on your path. An excellent proposal or change is coming up. You're destined for greatness. You should be feeling this though. I feel like I don't really feel like you need a reminder of this. I feel like the actions that you're taking, the movements, the things that you're doing are already confirming this for you. Okay, something like that. Yeah, come out the closet. There could be something that you're holding in, something that you really want to talk about, but maybe you just, I don't know, maybe you feel like somebody won't understand you. Well, we probably do, okay? There's other people that probably do. Sometimes when you hold things in and you're not able to express yourself, it causes internal issues, internal conflicts, and things of this nature. So come out the closet, whatever it is that's making you feel like, you can't be truly who you are, you can't fully, find peace. You have to express this so that you can move forward. In order to overcome something, you have to accept that something is there first, right? So I feel like that's important right now. Work your magic, okay? Yeah. Working your magic is good when you use it for the right thing, right? Because magic is not a bad thing. Magic is great when it's used properly. When magic is mishandled is when it becomes evil, black, dirty, right? Yeah, magical.
It become magical.
Right? It becomes magical, like my husband says, right? So, work your magic. I don't know. I feel like right now is a very important time to, kind of have your head in a good space, come out of the closet, right? Are you really verbalizing what you want, how you feel? Are you truly expressing what's on your heart? Because, one thing I learned, my husband used to always see this in the beginning of our relationship, and it stuck. Matters of the heart, they come out, whether they come out voluntarily or involuntarily. So a lot of times it's good to be able to learn how to communicate. It's a part of our growth, okay? A lot of us have been in situations where we weren't able to really verbalize ourselves in a way where we felt comfortable. And I feel like, this is a part of our spiritual growth. Knowing that there are, drink more water. Drink more water. Stay out the way. Continue to strive forward. Do things that make you feel excellent. Yeah.
Okay. So I have step back, new experiences, and honor yourself. And what I really feel as I dig into my intuition, like I always do, right? I feel like maybe there's a need for you to realize you're in a new place, right? And you could, because sometimes when we get in new places, we still try to handle it like we in the old place, or we still try to be in the old energy. I feel like it's a need for you to step back and look at your life and understand these are new experiences, right? And with the honor yourself, I really feel like this is important because I see people at the beginning of their spirituality. I talk to a lot of people at the beginning of their awakenings or whatever. And it's important that you learn to honor yourself at the beginning because sometimes it's a dark road ahead. Like when you start off in spirituality, when you positioning yourself to make growth, you're gonna have to fight every demon you got. You're gonna have to face every last demon that plagues your life.
Yes.
And that's the reality of it. So it's not because it's not a place like religion where you're looking to get into it and you want somewhere where you can hide. See, in religion, you can hide from certain things amongst the congregations, right? In religion, you can do that. It's the truth. It's not knocking religion. Religion is a wonderful thing. But when you want to face the reality of your existence and your life and you trying to grow to a certain level, you got to realize it's a dark road ahead. That's not necessarily saying there's going to be things and but it's darkness you're going to have to face. In order for you to achieve the balance you want, like people that want to develop their gifts and all of that, do you know how much darkness you're going to have to go through in order for you to get to where you're trying to go at? Because there's layers of yourself. You got to face every last one of them. And then you got to figure out how you're going to balance all of this. Once you figure out all the layers of yourself, now what to do with the layers that you dig up, what to do with everything you know, what happens, thank you, Spirit, what happens when you uncover dark powers about yourself? You have to learn how to yield them. Yeah. What happens when that, or do you be a person that don't face that side of yourself. Or you dishonor yourself. You can. It's easy. You know that the whole struggle, the whole struggle with being right in the universe is fighting against what you know to be wrong about your life and yourself. No, it's not about dotting every I, crossing every T, walking every line, being so perfect, being so light, being so holy. Man, ain't none of that ain't reality. I mean, it's reality TV over here. The reality of it is when you discover dark things about yourself, you gotta balance them out.
Yeah.
So that you can achieve the better version of yourself. Because what happens when you neglect the dark parts of yourself, but you continue to grow old? They're gonna come out and manifest the older you get. But by then they done aged just as much as you, and you never dealt with them. So now you contending with certain things about yourself, and they old like you. So it's best to just start dealing with them now. Honor yourself, step back, new experiences.
Okay. You know, when you start unlocking those compartments about yourself, those compartments inside of yourself, I feel like you never stop unlocking things, because like the more you dig into yourself, the more you find out about yourself, the more you grow, the more you learn, you know, the more you're able to love. So we got 5, 5, 5, 5 coming out, quad 5s coming out with compassion, love, affection, compassion, kindness, attention, and self-love. I'm really heavy on this self-love. Like, you know, self-love is a very big thing. You know, it sounds easy, but let's be honest. You know, I've seen some of the most beautiful people that, you know, they don't love themselves. So, you know, I feel like self-love is very important, and compassion. You know, in order to truly be compassionate to others, you have to be able to be compassionate to yourself, right? So those things that you don't like about yourself, instead of beating yourself up, you know, learning to accept that those are character defects about yourself, and learning how to, you know, work through those things instead of, you know, feeling like, you know, you're doomed because of these things. It says several unexpected developments will enter your life and impact how you feel. This is a chance to reevaluate your identity. You need a mental shift towards greater optimism, self-assurance, and trust. Put your faith in your gut and your inner voice. Pay attention to your feelings and use them to help you become a better person. So, you know, I spoke about that yesterday. Tapping into your own feelings. Sometimes we so worried about how everybody else feel. Well, how do you feel? You know, you worried about how the husband feel, the wife feel, the kids, the dog. How do you feel? Because if you don't feel 100%, then you can't give, you know, any of yourself to people unless you're, you know, feeling 100%. So I don't know. I feel like there's a lot of things unfolding here, a lot of things impacting your life right now. And this is a chance to really feel, you know, maybe you've been numb for a very long time. Like, you know, you've gotten so used to pain that you just numb things out. So maybe this is a time to actually be able to feel, to be able to express, to be able to, you know, gather your emotions, understand your emotions, or something like that. Sometimes we just go through different emotions and we don't even know what we're going through. We just go from one to the next and we don't study anything about ourselves. You could be needing to get a journal. That's been helping me so far this year. I got my little 2026 planner and I'm writing things down in the day. You know, I missed like 2 days, but I've been pretty good. I've been pretty consistent. You know, just jotting down maybe how I feel, what I did, you know, what's going on that day. Because I want to go back, and this year I want to be able to reflect on the things that I've done, what I accomplished, what I didn't accomplish, where I was wasting my time, where my time was going good, you know, these kind of things. So I feel like this could be you as well. Kindness, okay? Not everybody is where you are on your journey. So compassion and kindness love. You know, there are a lot of people that speak very loudly, but spiritually they are very immature. Give them grace, okay? Just because somebody comes around you and you know they feel like they have to talk because they know more than you, sometimes just listen. Sometimes you know more. You don't even have to say anything. Sometimes you just need to be that person that sits back and listens, and maybe later on it will show you how you can help or fix humanity, right? Sometimes just listening to how the world is hearing things, seeing things, and viewing things, it allows you to learn and grow.
So potential came out. I'm gonna read the footnote. You have far more potential than you realize. Don't put limits on yourself. Be brave and challenge yourself. Tap into your potential and you'll realize you can do many impossible things and create a wonderful life, right? And this potential, it just stuck out to me in this 3-card spread. And then you have, oddly, don't freak out, rewards and recognition. And you know what I really feel like this is speaking to? A certain energy. When you get what you ask God for, right? Don't freak out. Like don't squander it. Don't waste it. Don't devalue it, because it's definitely a reward and recognition out here. And I feel like it's something that maybe you've been manifesting. Maybe it's something that's just coming to you because of the way that you live in your life. Whatever it is, I feel like with this don't freak out card, it's saying stay evenly grounded. Like when you get, one of the biggest distractions that comes to us is when things get easier. Believe it or not, you know, it's easy when you and I can attest to this. When things are hard and you pushing through adversity, getting the work done becomes a necessity when you pushing through adversity, because you understand on a spiritual level, I got to do this work in order for everything to work. You know, I got to be in this energy, right? I'm manifesting. But lo and behold, once you bring in what you manifested, that's when laziness come for you, anxiety come for you. You know, especially my favorite is when you begin to think that you deserve some time away because, you know, you worked so hard on what you manifested that now you deserve some time to sit down. But that's freaking out too. Like, I feel like all of it is basically saying, keep a forward momentum. When you see success and you see progress, don't let it create a laziness. To stay doing what you're doing. Keep moving. You know, like the reward and recognition is not to freak out. Like I ain't gonna lie, y'all. I'm gonna be honest. There's so many people I know like myself. You know, I'm gonna be transparent. It was times in life where, you know, I was like, if I get this bread, I'm gonna do this. And then I manifested, right? And then all of a sudden, shit be shaky. It's like out of nowhere, I'm scared to move forward now. Out of nowhere, I can find every reason why I shouldn't do. And I done planned, you know, I done told the universe. You know how sometimes you tell the universe things, you don't know your own power, but you really be like, man, if I had this, I'd go ahead and do that right there. And then bam, they bring it through for you, right? There it is now.
Whoop, there it is.
You heard me. And then when you get to that point, it's a whole different battle. Even when you get survivor's guilt, you know, when you get in a position where you can do for yourself, but you come from around people who can't do for themselves, you start feeling the projections of their energy, right? All these types of things I feel is a freak out when a reward and recognition come in. So maintain yourself, somebody, right?
I'm on this fruit crack.
Yeah, I've been putting that thing together. That's mangoes in there. I got the mangoes. The mangoes was so right, right? You know, when you get a mango, if you're looking to get a good mango, grab the mango and see if you can put your finger in it slightly, not too mushy, or you can smell it. But some people, they don't really know.
Or you can get them and let them sit out.
Yeah, you can let them sit out too.
That's what I do. I let them sit.
Let them sit out there and get like that. But every now and then you get one right for the picking, right?
Yeah, that's what that was.
What mine's up?
I was into it. I made you think about it. I was into it. Ooh.
This stuff better than coffee, yo.
Right. So let's see. We got 333 trip threes coming out. Resources, okay. I don't know. Do you have more resources? Okay. You could be more resourceful, something like that. Material and spiritual abundance is here. We got wealth, resources, confidence,
Yep.
material gain, epic romance.
Rewards and recognition.
Hello. Okay. Somebody's getting spiritual deposits here. I like this. All that is good and pleasant in your life will multiply. Angels are sending you the number to reassure you of the prosperity and well-being ahead. Your surroundings will treat you with admiration and respect. Use it for your greater good. Now, this is a specific message here. You know, you really have to been putting in work for this to resonate with you. And I believe this does. You know, resources. You could have been, you know, really living a life where there were limited resources. And now you could be finding that things are abundant, you know. You have more, you know, and I feel like, you know, if you have more, you're responsible to do more as well here is what I'm saying. You could just be more confident in whatever you're doing. So, you know, you're able to bring in things. You're able to attract things to you now. Something about romance. Now, there could be a spark in your romance, okay, in your romantic relationship, or there could be a new romantic relationship on the horizon. I don't know. I feel like there's something about material gain here, but it's very important to remember what's important. You know, even though you may be getting more material, you know, your spiritual deposits are way more important. So I feel like using your material gain to help and heal or whatever will also bring in those spiritual deposits that you've already been doing. It's something about just using whatever God is giving you for your greater good, you know, to help people, yourself, your family, you know, to grow wealth here, you know, whatever wealth is for you, okay? Got 333.
Tiffany said, peace, peace.
Okay.
Peace came out.
Hello? We got the koi fish realm. Release the need to control. Instead, surrender to the divine flow of life, trusting that all is unfolding exactly how it should. Okay? Yeah. I feel like in this energy, you know, there is not a need to try to control anything. Things could be just coming to you because you haven't been trying to control things. You're learning that you are the magnet. Things are attracted to you according to how you're delivering out in the world, right? So something like that, you know, I feel like things are unfolding exactly how they should be at a steady pace, at divine timing. Okay, continue to pay attention to details is very important here. And love, you know, love first, like whatever, you know, somebody could drive you crazy, but just remember love over all things.
Okay, so this is interesting right here. It says, walk away, chill out, peace. Now, I'm going to get into it from my intuition because it's coming through strong. At this point, walking away is your best weapon. What are you walking away from? Anything trying to take your peace, period. Right? It's walk away, chill out. It's saying don't make a loud exit. I mean, make a smooth exit. And the smoothest exit that you can make is to walk away from things that's trying to take your peace. Because a lot of times with all this rewards, recognition, and resources out here on the table, I just told one of my sisters yesterday, I see abundance coming your way, but along with the abundance that's coming your way, it's a whole lot of other shit that's going to come along with that as well, right? And one of the biggest things that the enemy try to use is things that rob you of your peace. Because if you're not in a state of peace, even if the universe, God give you something, however you believe, you're not going to be able to receive that. Not without peace. Even if you get it, what you going to do with it? It's a derivative of peace. what you ask for is coming from a peaceful place in the universe. So if you're not in the energy of some type of peace, you might miss it. And that's why people try to rob you, things try to rob you, spirits try to rob you of your peace. You got to learn how to walk away from it, right? And sometimes in relationships, it's not about walking away from the person, right? Sometimes it's about walking away from the rise in yourself. You know how you know how when and I'm speaking to somebody, when you're in a relationship, right, and it's spiritual conflict that's not being worked out, one of the quickest things that we all do is we take on the energy of me, what I see, right? So much so that we don't even see ourselves anymore, right? Because we so bent on me. What's being done to me, what's being. But there's a need to walk away from the me. Sometime in order for relationships to balance out, even when you feel like it's me, you gotta walk away from that frame of mind, right? Because two people can't exist when they both in the me. Nobody is really looking out for the other person. And sometimes people love each other, but it's part of the trauma. It's part of the healing. Isn't sometimes it's not that love is not there. It's just that we don't want to walk away from the frame of mind that we hold. We don't want to walk away from it. And sometimes you got to walk away from it. And then sometimes you just got to be able to walk away from whatever's trying to take your peace. Period. Person, place, a thing. And not have conflict with it.
Yep.
Even the arguing. Whatever it is that's causing you to argue, for whoever I'm feeling in this energy, just walk away from the argument. Right? Choose peace. Chill out, right? Because sometimes people will stir you up, you'll get the arguing, and then you ever see them, they'll laugh.
That's spirit.
Because it's spiritual.
Ooh, it's nasty.
Yeah, they'll stir you up, you'll get the arguing, and then they'll laugh, right?
Ooh, that's bad.
So choose peace, walk away from that energy.
Then you be ready to mollywop them.
Yeah, that's crazy. Like, I feel like somebody goes through that, right? And I've been through that before. But when I'm saying things in a spiritual aspect, when I'm lit in the spirit, I see it different. But
antagonize the spirit, that's exactly what it is.
Yeah, you know. Right. But if you walk away from that type of energy, right, it's stuck with the person. Whoever try and yield that towards you, if you walk away from it and you don't, like most things, if you don't engage it.
Okay. That's why if you ever try to walk away from that energy, it gets angry.
Breaking things.
It gets angry, starts breaking things and going crazy.
And I ain't gonna lie, as a male, I've been through life. I'm pretty old. I remember being in that energy a lot, especially in my first marriage. I used to be in that type I'll call it like maybe like a narcissistic rage, because I used to couldn't even explain why I was so mad that, I'll be like, and it wasn't even nothing being done, but just somebody didn't want to argue with me at the time. Or somebody like, all right, whatever you say. And I'll be like, what you mean, whatever I say? You don't believe what I'm saying? It was a spirit. It was spiritual. Right? So we all, if you deal with that, you got to outgrow it. And if you ever outgrow it, you will know it when you come into contact with it.
Guardian star, guardian of the ocean, providing you with protection and strength. Feel safe and peaceful. 999, spiritual realm, loyalty, responsibility, truth, love, light, spiritual realm, growth, and solutions. Applying honesty and light daily is a fast track to creating a peaceful and meaningful life. It's how you find solutions and comfort, release worries by speaking your truth and expressing your emotions regularly. I just said this earlier, remember?
Mm-hmm.
Open up for the best is yet to come. So I feel like what I said earlier, it's important to speak how you feel. Like, your feelings are valid. It doesn't mean that you have to be self-centered. It doesn't mean that, everything that you want is going to be right or whatever. But it means that your feelings are valid. You should be able to express yourself and communicate how you feel with people. And if you can't, there's a motherfucking problem, okay? Like, we are that grown to where as though, if you're not dealing with people that you can communicate with, there's an issue, okay? Something like that. There's a total freaking issue, okay? And if people are making you feel crazy because you are wanting to express how you feel, then there's an issue and you should address it. And I'm telling you, it's an issue, okay?
Yeah.
We got mother, wife, sister, daughter. I'm sorry, y'all got a piece of strawberry or something on me. Mother, wife, sister, daughter, okay? So you could be divine feminine that I'm talking to in the energy, okay? You could be the guardian star, maybe you're always protecting everything. Make sure you protect yourself as well, right? You can't protect if you're not protecting self. So something like that, you can do it. You can do anything. I really believe that, we can truly do anything we put our mind to. And I believe there's some things that we don't even know that we're capable of doing. Why? Because we only know so much, We are here to live in the unknown. We are spiritual beings having a human experience. We don't know nothing about this. This is new. Okay? Right? So, I don't know. Healing and health, we're healing, getting it together, trying to be better individuals, better human beings, really trying to fix things that are broken inside of us. Because a lot of us, child, we got some broken parts to us, right? And it's okay. And, it takes a while to fix these things. Think about it. If you've been damaged for 37 years, it's going to take a while for this process, So give yourself some grace. Understand that healing and health takes time, A lot of you guys weren't taught how to eat properly, so it's not your fault. Like, you didn't know that, like, this is what you should be doing to live a longer life. So you gain these habits that you had from childhood, and it takes time to break these things. Give yourself some grace. You're going to make mistakes. You're going to fold sometimes, but you'll always clap back, jump back, get it together. You are something that is greater than you can understand. You come from a source that is so above us, okay? So, health and healing. We got this. You can do it.
My wife pulled 999, growth, and growing came out. But this is interesting because the last one said walk away. This one says detach. Detach, growing, spiritual awakening. And I'm going to tell you like this. Everybody definitely can't go where you're going at. If you have a spiritual awakening, right, you just lost at least half the people that you had. If you have a true spiritual awakening and your perspective shift according to your awakening, just know at least half the people that you had, you lost them.
Yeah, because humans
if not more, right? Because it's not out of malicious intent. It's not out of any of that, right? It's just the way that it is. It's separation. So in order for you to absorb what's happening to you during your awakening, you have to detach willfully. Because if you don't detach willfully, the universe is going to detach you unwillfully, right? Why? Because your awakening is not going to leave you alone. You understand? It's like I heard Dick Gregory say it, once the universe choose you and put them magic glasses on you,
that's it.
Is it, right? You can't be left alone after that, right? Your perspective can't go back to what it used to be, not after a true awakening. But you got to realize the best thing to do is, like they used to say, never forget where you came from. Don't forget when you were asleep and how you felt and what you did. Even some people, when you were asleep, you was offended by Grand Rising. Now, not so much so. Grand Rising don't bother you no more because you understand. But at one time, I don't see no grand rising, right? But it's called an awakening. And once you have a spiritual awakening, you have to grow, and but you have to detach willfully. It makes it easier for you. You know, you don't want to be around people trying to force your opinion or perspective on them when you connected to the ethers now and they not. When you talk to dead people now or transition souls and they don't. When you get intuits from your ancestors and they don't. When you see things and you know things and they don't. What's the sense of having you wasting your energy, right? It's not even gonna do nothing but frustrate you. So detach from it, right? The good thing about detaching from things, thank you, Spirit, when you detach from certain things, it creates space for other things to come in. Simple as that. The art of detachment. Like if you detach away from things, you preserving your energy, you creating space for new things to come that resonate with you. Because on the real, a lot of us, we trying to hold on to people and they don't resonate with you no more. Right? And the more you try to hold on to them, the more they're going to despise you because your awakening won't leave you alone. Mm-hmm. Your awakening, it won't leave you alone. You know what people say about you when you awaken and they don't understand where you at? They sometimes they be kind in your face, but then when you go away, man, that person done gone crazy. They done lost their mind. They done gone crazy. I don't know what they talking about. So to save yourself from that, because that's adversity. Right? Just detach, grow, spiritual awakening. Somebody you know you can't undo. You can't undo what already been done now.
Mm-hmm. Okay. I'm gonna get one more before I get out of here. Let me see. Okay. 24. Discipline, period. You know? A lot of us, you know, we love abundance, we love blessings, but we don't like the discipline. Well, this year is the year of discipline, okay? Prosperity, harmony, journey, waiting, discipline, exaggeration, the opposite sex. The day you've been waiting for will come. Maintain discipline. You're getting closer and closer to your end goal. There's no need to overextend yourself. Guard your energy to remain focused. It will pay off. It's a climb, not an elevator ride. So, you know, this is a journey. You know, a journey requires constant discipline. Not, let me be disciplined for a couple months and then I'm good. Father, husband, brother, son. You could be a man that I'm talking to. This requires 24-hour effort, 365 days of a year. You know, discipline is something that we constantly have to work at. Constantly. Is, you know, some of us think that, let me do this real quick for 2 weeks and then, you know, after that everything is all good. No, that's not how it works. This is something that we constantly have to be working at. We got retreat into nature. Now, I know it's been very cold outside in some areas, but you may need to just step out there for a few minutes and go outside in the woods and scream, yell, get some cold air going through your hair, your nose, your nostrils, whatever you may have to do. Step outside, stretch, yarn. It says retreat into nature. Okay, we got teacher. Pay attention to the people that are teaching you things. Okay, you know, God speaks through people. Okay, now you could also be a teacher, but every teacher also needs to be taught. It's something like that. Okay, crystals. Okay, nurture yourself. I don't know, I've been getting this a lot. Make sure that, you know, you don't want to find yourself idolizing objects. You know, the object doesn't have the power you do. So I don't know, you could be a crystal wearer. I lost my crystals probably about 2 months ago. I like losing them, you know, because I have the power. So I will put them things down and I might not find it again. You might not see me with it till summertime. I don't know, because that thing doesn't hold any control over me. I am the power in my life. Anything that I wear, I give it power. It doesn't give me anything. I get my power from the Most High. So, you know, that's how things become activated. When I put them on, when I touch them, right? Something like that. Don't allow yourself to be falling into these fads, these trends. Okay, I know the world makes everything look pretty, right? But don't fall for things. Stay in your place, something like that. Energy healing, okay? Hey. a whole lot of energy healing. Hey, we doing a whole lot of energy healing. Restore, rework, retry. Hey, we doing a whole lot of energy healing. Hey, energy healing. Hey, hey, we doing a whole lot of energy healing. Drink your water. Hey, drink your water. Hey, hey, hey. We doing a whole lot of energy healing. We love you guys. And that was the message. Hey, accept or reject it. Hey, hey, but keep your spirit protected. Hey, hey, and don't forget, we elemental beings. Trying to save the people from the pain and misery. And this life is not that hard. We be pulling all these cards while we healing all these scars. And we elemental beings. Hey, 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 hey. You gotta heal to release the pain. Hey, the death called me and the reaper came. Hey. Life can get very scary, reaching out to God, but I thought he couldn't hear me. I had to really check my heart, the place we hate to look, but that's where it mostly starts. But now I'm doing my thing, building a collective of people that's the same. All praise to the Most High, protected by my ancestors on the right side. Mommy water wanna chase me down, they want my life in the dark, in the underground. Archangel Michael to the rescue, he's coming in with the sword to protect you. Strength card to the Queen of Wands. Fire shaman, yeah, she dropping bars. I know all about telepathy. She sending energies, knowing she can step to me. But I just keep myself in prayer, knowing I won't win if I take my hands and slay her. Cause in Benin where the water cries, all respect to Oshun and the water guides. Hey, hey, you gotta heal to release the pain. Hey, the death called me, the reaper came. Hey, 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 and today is a good day. Hey, I don't care what them people say. Hey, we don't worry about yesterday. Hey, today is a good day. Hey, everybody have a good day. Hey, everybody have a good day. Hey, tribe, have a good day. Ashe, ashe.